Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Trending Tonight, the only show on primetime Indian television where we will care to explain the news behind the trend. Of course, the top trend has been the 20 lakh crore rupee package. Do you want to know the number of zeros in 20 lakh crores? On your screen right now. It's hard to count those zeros. 20 lakh crores is the total economic package that the government has pledged. But let's deep dive into what constitutes this 20 lakh crores. So today the announcement has been made for 5.94 lakh crores. Earlier the announcement that was made was 7.78 lakh crores. Yet to be announced, the amount which is yet to be announced is somewhere around 6.28 lakh crores. Plus or minus, there will be a margin of error, so ENOE as they say. So what is today's breakup? For small business, 3.7 lakh crores. For workers in the salaried, 9,000 crores. NBFCs, 0.75 lakh crores. The power sector, 90,000 crores. Tax relief of 50,000 crores. All of that has been announced today. Now, what was announced earlier, it's very, very important for you to know. The government pumped in 2.04 lakh crore rupees, which is part of the 20 lakh crores. And the RBI has also provided relief of 5.74 lakh crore rupees. This has, by the way, already happened. So we have already exhausted more than 50% of the 20 lakh crore rupees that were pledged. Day one is over. Now let's deep dive into all the information, the news as well as the news fine print, the announcement and the announcement fine print after day one of the announcements. So announcement number one, a 20 lakh crore package. So the moment we go into the fine print, we realize, and there's nothing wrong, this is just the fine print. The government says that this is 10% of the GDP. So when you look at the fine print, the previous relief and announcement today account for almost 12 lakh crore rupees, which is 60% of the amount that the government says that it will invest has already been done. Today, 60% is over. Now, any future announcement will be for the remaining 40%. How will the 440 million unorganized workforce benefit from the remaining 40% that is yet to be announced is going to be the most important question. Let's take a look at the next announcement. Collateral-free automatic loans for MSMEs being hailed as a big announcement. Let's now take a look at the fine print. So the announcement also says that the loans will be up to 3 lakh crore rupees. It's a huge announcement. The fine print. This is additional special loan with no collateral. It's not an existing loan, it's an additional loan. The loan for existing MSMEs will also have a 1-year moratorium period, which means for 1 year you can relax. You can pay after a year. And here is the most important fine print. The RBI has already tried to inject liquidity a few months back with the intention that people take loans. However, that has not been received well. So loans, it's not like loans have not been offered in the past. They have, but they've not been received well because the cycle of trust could not be formed. How will this announcement be taken? Time will tell. Now the next announcement, Provident Fund contribution amount has been reduced. That's a significant announcement that the government has made. What is the fine print? Number one, it is only for MSMEs. Number two, it is only for 3 months. And number three, there are specific conditions on what sort of companies and employees can avail this benefit. Don't think that you can just be eligible. There are terms and conditions that are going to be applicable. It's only for 3 months and for MSMEs. Next announcement, TDS, and this is a very important one. TDS amount to be reduced by 25% of the existing fares. Now, anyone who's an employee would be thinking, my tax rate is going to come down, I may get more salary. Well, the fine print over here is significant. This is for non-salaried specified payments. It's not for employees on the payroll. It's for non-salaried certified payments. Employees on payroll of a company will not be eligible for this rebate, for this discount, for this relief. Now, other information that we have is that these payments are for contractual work, professional fees, commission, brokerage, and only interest and rent. All of this is going to be eligible. It's not going to be eligible for, you're not going to be eligible if you're a normal employee on the payroll of a company. And very importantly, this reduction is only for one financial year. One. It will end on the 31st of March 2021. It's not going to stay forever. Last announcement, force majeure. This is one clause. Anyone who's bought a house ever would see that in your contract you've got this one very irritating word called force majeure. Finally, this word is now applicable in the real estate sector. What does it mean? The real estate sector can consider Corona lockdown period as an act of God, forces beyond their control. And thus all provisions of force majeure can now be used. There is a commitment to the contract which can be deferred with a 6-month grace period. This is the fine print which is very, very important for you to know. Let me now introduce my guest this evening. Mr. Nilesh Shah is a member of the PMEAC, Chairman of the Association of Mutual Funds in India and MD of Kotak Mahindra Asset Management Company Limited. It's so good to have you, Mr. Shah. Thank you so much. Soumya Kanti Ghosh, the Chief Economic Advisor of the SBI, is also with us. And Mr. Pankaj Munjal, great to have you back on the show, Chairman and Managing Director of Hero Cycles Limited. Thank you, all of you all. I would want to ask you one by one what you make of this announcement. Undoubtedly, this is a huge announcement. What do you make of it? Mr. Ghosh, we'll begin with you.
Yeah, thank you, Sanket. I think today's measures have three clear things. The first is that if we look into this entire package, it is well crafted, well intentioned, and well targeted. The second point is that if I take the cue from the first one, it looks specifically into the sectors which has been ravaged by the current pandemic. MSME is one of them. It also looks into the real estate sector and the NBFC sector. And the important thing is that the schemes which has been devised in such a manner that most of the scheme actually there is a guaranteed element in this. So that means that the overall fiscal impact, as you correctly mentioned, that today's announcement is around, I think, close to 6 lakh crores. But if you actually look into the actual fiscal impact on this year's budget, that amount is not more than around 35,000 crores. So in the first budget also, when these 1.7 lakh crores were announced, the actual impact was not more than 73,000 crores. So the point which I'm trying to mention that even though the government has announced an additional borrowing program of 4 lakh crores, the package announced today is also fiscally responsible, and it is well within the boundaries of what has been set. Even though we know that it's a difficult year, deficits will be breached. They have, and in an abnormal year, these deficits have no meaning. But still, the government to maintain a decorum of fiscal discipline by trying to minimize the impact in the current fiscal. So overall, it's a good package. To begin with.
All right. Mr. Soumya Kanti Ghosh says this is actually a good package. Pankaj Munjal, what do you make of this? Do you think that this will be able to kickstart or bring life back into a very crucial MSME sector?
Yeah, it should. This MSME initiative is good. It will go down to that migrant labor that we saw on your TV. They'll get employed directly. This is the level of employment that it goes to. And this number is in millions. So water flows down from the top. So it is a large number. We ourselves have that employment. As this SME is a backbone of the world. Developed economies also have 35-40% of the employed in the small scale sector. So I would say it's a good one. I'm happy with the what. But the question is, how will it go to them? They are small, micro. Banks are used to giving secure debt. They now protect the principal and they live on the interest. The equity part is a risk. That DNA, that genetic code, that is different. He is willing to risk the equity. So do we have the right exposure? Do we have the right experience to loan? It's big money. If it goes bad, the banks will get hurt. So I want to share over here what China did. They made clusters. They got hold of one cluster, say for computers, or I will make it more like cycles, which they did a very good job. And with that, they got all supplier, designer, trainer. They made a whole cluster. So we took that responsibility to nurture 50 small-scale sector people. Our destiny was intertwined with them. And together, they did such a good job. They got so much scale that the cost came down. And we can't compete. So now is the chance to do the same arrangement of cluster, and then we can, ensure that this money is secure and it is done well.
Very important point. Say NDTV and Hero Cycles are doing a campaign together called the Cycle of Change. Do you think that at this moment, what is most important or what is required in our economy is a cycle of trust? Do you think that this package will be able to reintroduce a cycle of trust, movement, fix a demand, supply, restart that cycle of change?
I love this word. The cycle of trust is, thanks to you, love this word. What I want to share today is that this COVID, the bad news part of it, it's also bringing in life to new businesses. Something new, something fresh is coming up. In Europe, we see bicycle sales surge. The e-bicycle sales surge 6 times as the sale that has gone there. People can't get crowded back into cars and metros and tube stations. You need safe distance. Cycle is cheap, fresh, low cost, fresh. You have the distances and it is working well. It should do well here. We require safety. Safety on the road will begin. Safety on the road will, that is all that is required.
Okay.
We got everything else that it takes.
Sure. Mr. Nilesh Shah, let me come to you now. First of all, sir, your opening comments. What do you think of this package and what do you look forward to in the subsequent announcements?
So one, on a SME loan book of about 18 lakh crore, giving 3 lakh crore package is a substantial amount. More importantly, it is also providing 50,000 crore towards equity, 20,000 crore towards stressed SMEs, and 3 lakh crore for standard SMEs. So in terms of monetary expansion, this is one of the largest package, and this should ensure that money is available to SME entrepreneurs. But money alone does not solve all the problem, and which is where wholesome package or comprehensiveness of package is important. So this is one step.
I believe we'll have to come back to Mr. Nilesh Shah. He's getting another call. We'll just come back to you, Mr. Shah. Some audio problem. But Soumya Kanti Ghosh, there was a very important point that was being made by Mr. Pankaj Munjal. He seemed to suggest, and if I hear him correctly, and pardon my ignorance about this subject, I am no expert. Mr. Ghosh, he seems to suggest that there is a basic DNA on which you loan, you give money, right? And that DNA is that you have to pledge something in return. Now, when there will be no collateral, how is that going to work out?
Sorry.
No, I think this is a very important question which you have asked, Sanket. Let me just explain. I think these 3 lakh crores to the standard SMEs which have been suggested, and I think this was one of the demand of the banking community, is that they should be fully guaranteed. So for example, on 3 lakh crores, if suppose 10% of that loan gets bad, that means 30,000 crore will get bad. So the banking sector gets immunity from the entire 30,000 crore because you are covering the entire 100% of the loan to be guaranteed. So the point is that when you are providing 100% guarantee and not say 25 or 50 or 75% as was discussed, I think that will be a huge incentive for the banks to lend, because this money, and as you know that a typical provisioning cycle of the banks lasts for 3 to 4 years. So, and in any pandemic situation, and as you also, if you have noticed in the 2008-9 crisis also, I think this was one of the ways to deal with the incentivization for the banks to lend. So, and mostly if you go by empirical evidences, I think this facility is not utilized significantly. So on the one hand, you are ensuring that the banks are incentivized to lend, and on the other hand, you are also ensuring that we are staying within reasonable fiscal limits and the expansion.
So a lot of thought has in fact been put into this package from what I understand, from what Mr. Ghosh seems to be saying. But Mr. Pankaj Munjal, let me come back to you. What is your expectation from the future packages? As we have in fact been discussing, see, 60% is done. Now for the 40%, how about a direct cash injection? See, the real problem is that you'll kickstart the MSME sector, you'll kickstart employment, but the requirement of money and liquidity is now. among the poorest of the poor. How does that happen?
Yeah. See, what I believe or what I'm reading, I believe only 10% of this amount is actually a dole. The rest is all financing, deferment cost of carrying the burden. That is the real one. So that has a longer, that gestation. You have to invest first and then you have to generate income.
Correct.
So there's a lead time. What we expect is liquidity. We should not face a liquidity problem. Earlier, we heard NBFCs were liquidity issue, and then the auto sector gets affected, and then the whole water flows from the top and it goes down to everybody. So liquidity should continue to be there. So whatever these have taken, like the deferment of paying taxes and reschedulement for the banks, this should be executed well. From the paper to the ground, it should be a good job done.
Okay. Mr. Nilesh Shah, my apologies for that audio signal. I'm going to make one more attempt. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, sir. I apologize. We couldn't allow you to complete because there was some audio technical issue. Please, you were saying.
So my limited point is that this package on a base of about 18 lakh crore is a significant amount, and it will allow entrepreneurs money. Their cash flow mismatch will not create solvency issue for them. But at the same time, we also have to carry further steps so that his products are able to sell. He's able to participate in technology upgradation. And as Mr. Munjal was talking about, cluster development will be a good way towards that. We should also actively look to replace made in China goods with made in India goods. And combination of all those steps put together will allow SME sector to come out of this downturn.
All right, Mr. Shah, Mr. Munjal, as well as Mr. Soumyakanti Ghosh. Thank you so much for your time and your comments. Of course, we look forward to the next round of announcements that will be made by the government. Thank you so much. I also have with me on the show Mr. Vikram Kirloskar of the CII. Thank you so much, sir. It's a very important question that I want to ask you. I want to look ahead. What do you think needs to happen ahead? And also, if you could comment a little about the MSME loans.
See, I was listening to Mr. Gadkari on your, I think he was there just before me. And I appreciate what he's saying. This is a change in lifestyle issue. It's not, we are a poor country. 20 lakh crore commitment is a huge commitment. It has a potential to bankrupt the country. So I think it is very important that all of us from industry, from business, we use this money carefully. The money that is going to be spent now should be very productive. Otherwise, we cannot return it. These are eventually going to be loans taken by the government on our behalf, and they have to be repaid. So I think this is very important. So I also believe that this 20 lakh commitment is giving some kind of confidence to the country. It gives confidence for demand. How does one create demand? Demand will only get created if you have confidence. There are many, I've talked with many economists and many people with ideas. How does one create demand? I keep asking, will I get up in the morning and buy a new car or a new refrigerator? And the answer is difficult to say yes. So you need confidence and a feeling of safety. I think this is one thing that will create confidence. That's what I'm hoping. And people will eventually start buying. It can't ignite something. It's not like something you put a fire under and things are going to start cooking immediately. It'll take some time. It's going to heat up gradually. People will get confidence. Liquidity will be available. And I hope we get the wheels of our economy turning.
Absolutely, the wheels moving. Thank you very much, Mr. Kirloskar. And I must say that one point that you have made is going to stay with me, that when you take a loan, when the country is pledging so much money, is making so much money available, then there is a sense of responsibility with which that money needs to be spent. That's the key point that Mr. Kirloskar seems to be mentioning, because please realize 20 lakh crores is a huge amount, 10% of your GDP in a poor country like India. It means a lot to pull aside or put aside that much amount of money, even if it is juggled from all around. That's a wrap in this edition of Trending Tonight. News continues right here. Stay with us.